Hey, it's White Boy Chris. If the Pat Downs ever made you laugh, then join our Patreon and support us. Get bonus content, a t-shirt, or an autographed copy of Rabbit, Miss Pat's autobiography. Visit MissPatComedy.com for the link to the Patreon, and while you're there, join our Facebook group.
Welcome to another episode of the Pat Down, and I'm here with my good friend, Chris Spangerlane.
Went Joe Biden there for a minute.
Dion Curry.
What's up, y'all?
My co-host, and we got our guest here today, Kourtlyn Wiggins.
Yeah.
You might recognize them braces, baby. They from Miss Pat Settles It. He's the bailiff on Miss Pat Settles It. And when we come back after the music, we gonna find out how he had to lock Chris nuts up because they would not stay in their chair on Miss Pat Settles Season 2.
They were all over TS and Ray J.
Oh, yeah.
Them bright balls was on the floor.
Them bright balls.
Stay tuned after the music. We looking for white nuts.
Who out here golfing?
You better get up, get out, and tune into this podcast. Miss Pat spit the truth, spit the real fact. Nothing but the ugly, classy at the same time. Pat got the flavor, these are not your same lines. That's the politics, she been on the real grind. It could be pretty but ugly at the same time. Just tune in, put your lock on the spin down. Ain't no need for the wait and turn it up now. What you talking about? Is it real though? And cut the game, you get no play like Nintendo. You wasted time, turn it up, nothing but the ugly. Straight off the top, everything she say, you know it's funny. Full blast, this a taste of the future. Listen on your iPhone, on your desktop computer. Share it, tweet it, ain't no way to beat it. Nothing but the ugly, turn it up and gon' repeat it.
All right, y'all. How you doing? We back, and we still the fucking gather. And guess what? This time we got company. Y'all give it up for my good friend Kourtlyn.
Yay, all rise.
Yeah, you might know him. He's the bailiff on the Miss Pat Settles It.
That's right. All rise.
Yes. He loves saying that bullshit.
Right.
My
got t-shirts with it.
My favorite story is when the promo started coming out for season 1 and your friend texted you that he heard All Rise. Can you tell that story?
Oh, yeah.
About Jamaica?
He was in Jamaica on his, him and his wife had a getaway and he was about to do his thing. All you heard was my voice, all rise. What the hell are Kourtlyn doing down here?
And the opposite happened.
I said, yep, I didn't make it. I'm in Jamaica and niggas about to get their thing going on.
So I was at this event, and the guy that I work with, he works the radio station on the other side of the building, and he's a black guy, and he runs the station, and he and I never really interacted. He goes, hey, I was watching Good Morning America the other day, and are you on BET? I go, yeah. The handshake got different. It was
You got a pass. You got a pass now, right? It ain't too many white people on this station.
Hold on, yeah. So what did you? So did he dap you up?
He did.
This is black folks handshake.
Yeah, my friend Leon over at the other side of the building. He's
Jealous?
No, he wasn't jealous at all.
Yes, he was. He didn't know how to shake black people's hand. Your friend Leon.
No, I can't. I still. You got very.
Now you can do some other stuff too, but that's gang related. I ain't into that.
Teach me gang signs.
Nigga, we don't know no gang signs.
Teach me. I'm in Atlanta.
Nigga, we don't know no gang sign. We got jobs.
Yeah.
Gang sign. You better
Teach
go.
me, gangs.
We drink Mexican Cokes. We don't do that.
Are you happy we're back together now? This motherfucker lost his goddamn mind. He'd have never said that shit over Zoom.
Yeah, 'cause you been on BET. It's the BET bounce. That's what it is.
Teach him gang sign. We black. Nigga, I teach you sign language.
He talking Tubi shit. That's
To me.
That ain't BET talk. That's Tubi
Ain't
shit.
this fuck you? Ain't this fuck you?
I ain't seen that in so long.
That's European. That's European.
Yeah, that's Italian.
Yeah, that's all we can teach you. Teach me gang. Who niggers? Teach me gang signs.
I didn't say that.
That's how we
felt.
took it.
That's how it felt. When you said I like
gave him the
gang
basic
signs,
handshake. The basic handshake. You know, that's all you need.
you shook hands like you work for the government.
That wasn't even a barbecue handshake. That can't even get you their dick sucked behind the trash can.
Is that you can unlock powers like that? Damn.
Keep you
I've been
basic.
shaking like this for too long.
Look, you didn't did 2 seasons of BET. You good.
You probably can get some black pussy, Chris.
Pass.
What?
You
No.
on a show?
Chris grew up Republican in Plainfield, Indiana. I can guarantee you he ain't never had black eyed peas.
Let alone black pea.
Not even on New Year's.
I did have a random black hair on my face.
Yeah, that was weird. He got on the plane, or not the plane. We come to the airport. He sat down next to me. He got this strange pubic hair, this little curly pubic hair on his face. I'm like, Chris, what is on your face?
Oh, he was sucking his cat ass.
Hell no. The cat.
He was giving Mittens the business.
That word's so funny, I'd be mad.
Yeah, that cat always got his booty in
That's the
Chris'
real
face.
meaning of eating pussy. Right?
He got a random hair. You know he got it. Oh, that cat keep his crack in his face.
That explains it. Yeah, that explains it.
Because it
What
wasn't
cats you got?
4.
4.
You
Yeah.
about to grow old with cats, guy.
And I didn't want any of
I
them.
thought you killed one of them.
No. One of them's outside.
Oh.
But I didn't kill.
One of them is a hoe.
Yeah.
That's a nigga cat. Outside.
He won't come in and say, I'm sorry, this motherfucker unseasoned, bland food, white baby with no shoes on, white woman with red lipstick, and a white man that look like a nigga bitch.
What?
She said you look like a stud,
Is
Chris.
that me?
Oh, God.
When did I?
A ginger stud.
Ginger stud.
You got
That's
the
his
letters
screen
rearranged.
name.
You got the letters rearranged on ginger there for a second.
Ginger real ass nigga. I'm just thinking out loud what the cat probably was thinking.
That was very clever what you just said.
Yeah, I registered it.
Thank you.
What did you say?
You said rearrange the letters on ginger.
Oh, nigga. What the fuck?
I wasn't gonna let it pass.
Nigga. Ginger. Ginger. If you
Yeah.
Scrabbles, that's nigga.
That's why we get along, I think.
No. So you mean to tell me white people created a drink out of a race? I mean, that ain't a race.
No.
Out of a slander.
A race, I'm a slander.
A root.
A slander.
Wow. Did y'all know that?
Pretty
That's
sure
some
ginger
shit.
came
No.
before Nick.
No. Let me tell you
I don't
something.
know.
Let me tell you something. The white people had to be sitting around a campfire and came up with that.
What?
Ginger
Scrabble or nigger?
Either way, it's like some British guy in 1785 going, I got an idea for 2 things.
Ginger nigger.
It's a campfire
What if we
story.
put all the letters in a bag? All right. Shake it up.
And whatever we pull out is what you're gonna be. Nigga ginger it is.
Nigger ginger.
You said that so thoughtfully.
I mean, I'm just. That's
No, Courtney, you got to rearrange the letters. That's how you know what word you're going to spell.
Well, as we did, we introduced you to Kourtlyn. He's the bailiff on
That's
Miss
right.
Pat Salovitz. He's the bailiff on Miss Pat Settles It, and we've been friends for a long, long time. And so, as you know, I've been friends with Kourtlyn for over 20 years.
23.
About 23, and I've been doing when I first started comedy. How long? About 15.
It'll be 18.
18 with you, and probably
7 or 8 for you and I, but we met like,
yeah. No, how long this podcast been going?
5 years.
Yeah,
But
but
about
I
a year
knew- yeah,
before
like,
that.
about 6, 7
Close for 5, but then when did you graduate? Nike. 07? That's probably the first time we met was like 07-ish.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
All right, we need to take a break anyway, so let's take a break.
So as I've been friends with Kourtlyn for over 20 years, Dion for over 18, and Chris for over 7. One thing I like to do is when I get on, I like to put everybody on, especially if you've been a part of, what I've been, anything
growth.
I'm growing. I like to grow with my friends. Dion worked on 1, 2, 3 seasons.
Seasons 1 and 3.
1 and 3 of the Miss Pat show, and Kourtlyn is the bailiff, and then I put the white boy Chris on 2 seasons of Miss Pat Settles It. So I just wanted y'all to meet Kourtlyn because he's the bailiff, and we've been doing comedy for over 20 years together.
For real.
Well, how did you two first meet? Where did you first meet Kourtlyn?
I don't remember.
We don't remember. We both
You
don't.
don't?
Because when you doing comedy, like you be in the club, so you meet each other. But
But it was here in Atlanta
Oh, of
before
course,
she
of
went to
course.
Was she
India.
looking
remember
for her
when we
baby
got-
daddy? Is that, I don't know that nigga.
But I remember when we started, when we actually became like cool and became like friends. Like Double D took us on the road one time together, and like we went to Pat House to pick her up. We went to Mobile, Alabama.
You got to keep the mic in their face.
Yeah, he's doing. We just need to
You
boost it
got to
up a
stop
little bit.
moving.
Okay.
Boost it up all the way now, kid. Let me tell you to turn it down. Talk, Kourtlyn.
1, 2, mic check.
So
mic
who's
check.
Double D?
A friend of ours, a comedian.
Okay.
One of our OGs. He put us on. So we was going on a road trip with him, and that's how we got cool. And then from that day forward, we've been talking to each other every day ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You don't
road
remember the
trip?
tour?
I don't remember the road trip.
You remember it's the trip you kept playing, hit that bitch with a bottle the whole fucking ride.
She
Yeah,
does
but I
that
don't
every time she goes somewhere. She plays the same song over and over.
That
and
day
over
right
again.
there, I learned all the lyrics to that goddamn song. I was about to hit all the bitches with a bottle that day.
I don't remember.
When you got your new pool table at the house, the old house.
I remember that.
Yeah, that day. You had just got it. W came over. He was like, come here and see the pool table. And then we went on the road. We went on to them show together.
I do remember the pool table. I do remember WD. I don't know why I don't remember you. But then we talked every day. He used to pick up money for Brinks.
Yep.
Okay.
And so he would be on the back of the truck, and I'd
All
be
day
trying
long.
to get my comedy together. I moved to Indiana, and all while I was in Indiana, that's what I did during the day when I didn't have a job at Taco Bell or the gas station. I would talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, when we would do the pot, you talk to Kourtlyn all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Still,
Yeah.
really, right?
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is. It's fun. I mean, especially when somebody's interested in something that you're interested in. And I was like, Kourtlyn had been doing comedy and around comedy way long than I had been doing it. So, when I moved to Indiana, I was talking to him about some of the bullshit that I was going through at the club. And then I learned, we talked about setup, punchline, and what is it?
The premise,
Punchline, and
premise, setup, punchline.
yeah. So we
Act out.
talk. Yeah. I'm not a big act out person. And
What does that mean?
when you act out a joke?
It's to sell the punchline. So basically, like if I said, and then I slap that bitch in the face
Okay, yeah, right.
instead of just saying slap the bitch in the face. Then
Right.
Act it out.
I would have to, now Robert Townsend taught me a lot about act out because he's an actor. But and also I was very shy too, so I didn't want to do a lot of act out. But I think over the 4 years of acting, it has helped me to realize I'm not looking like a fucking fool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we talk comedy all day. We put it together all day long. We just
They would three-way me sometimes.
Yes.
yeah.
That's
All
fun.
day long. I can talk comedy all day, man.
What was an early thing that Kourtlyn might have taught you that you were like, oh, that now seems like very basic to you, but at the time was like, oh.
It was at the time. It was set up, punchline, premise. It's you gotta set it up. It's set up, right?
Yeah,
Well, you start with the premise, whatever it is you're going to talk about.
premise.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then set it up
The setup is,
And the
the story
punchline.
you're telling.
Right.
in the punchline.
What tell me about the evolution of her comedy. What was like the early days of Miss Pat's comedy like, Kourtlyn? Be honest.
It was
It was going to be a great clip.
Speak
It
on
was
me.
well, no, it's like the average stuff that you will hear a black woman
Woman
talk
say,
about.
yeah.
Okay,
You know
what
I'm
it- like
saying?
what?
Like sex and men bashing kind of shit. You know, it's bullshit, hacky stuff. A lot of hack stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you
I
know
didn't
what
really never batch men's because I had a man.
Well, no, I'm saying you did that. I'm saying like it was.
It was sex. It was easy. It was very
stuff.
easy.
Okay.
Easy jokes.
Beginner
that
stuff.
That somebody
Kinda-
can steal if they wanted to.
You're
you know what
going
I'm
for the shock factor because sex is taboo, so I'm gonna go right for
No, you
taboos as
just go
opposed
with
to
what you see everybody else doing.
Yeah.
at
saying?
Black
Yeah,
Black.
pretty much.
Gotcha.
Whatever you see everybody else doing, you think that's what you need to do too. You know?
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
then we start talking and really studying, and I was studying too. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to figure out how to really do this thing, and start like, you know what? You need to start talking about that because you'll be talking. We talk on the phone all day long. Like you need to say that. That's a joke. No, it ain't. Let me show you. So we start evolving into storytelling and like really getting it out, like the stories of Daryl and stories of.
You can't say his name.
the story of that nigga.
So was there a joke early on that you thought, this is brilliant of hers? What was the first joke that she had that you were like, oh, that's really good, if you could remember it?
Man, that's a good question.
Can you remember your first Miss Pat story that just made you? Because I'm trying to think of like the first thing she said.
Uncle Cecil.
Was the nipple shot off. That was my first being like this.
I remember her coming to Bob and Tom and always like being outrageous compared to everybody else that we had in. But like on this podcast, it's either Uncle Cecil or it's your grandfather's funeral where they were melting him next to the heater. I remember
that one.
We recorded those on like the same day, and we were at Helium up in the top room, and I just remember thinking, what in the hell's going on? And I'm a curious person, so I had like a million more questions. And those next 2 years at your house, especially through the pandemic, that's why I'm so excited to be back in person again. It's because you can have those conversations a little bit better. That it's like, let's get in there and probe her.
Oh, she got stories for days. I mean, like literally, probably 10 years straight, I heard a new story every day. I'm not exaggerating.
I bet.
Like, for real. Like,
and I feel like the last 5 years.
We need to write that down.
But yeah, because that's happened on the podcast where she's been like, I haven't thought about that. And then, maybe.
What happens is you'll say something that triggers something.
Yeah, you have to wake it up.
And she'll be like, hold up, I will tell you.
It'd be the craziest story. Like, no.
Like, what triggered you to that shit? You know what I'm saying?
Is the why? Is it wise? Okay, yeah. The wide is still going. Okay, yeah, and all you got to do is just trigger. If you trigger something in me, the other one just put down. You cut it off.
You cut it off. It's this camera 2.
Is it wide? Why you cut it off?
Did it overheat?
Is the wide up?
The wide is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll let us know.
All you got to do is just trigger. If you trigger something, it's like, with comedy, and I've never had therapy before, you just unlocking stuff. So as you a smell can trigger a memory for me.
Yeah.
That's why Joe Biden keep those kids. Trigger his memory.
He can't remember anything, so he just leans over and goes,
oh shit, the crime bill. That's what I was working on. My bad.
Fuck you. But
Darnie, fruit teas makes me think of the 90s.
But that's what opens it up for me. That's what makes me remember. Like when I see an El Camino car, I hate him because my mama boyfriend drove him, and that's what he molested us in. So somebody was trying to sell me one, and I was like, I'm not buying my rape.
Oh no!
Can you imagine
the rape mobile?
Literally ill.
Horrible.
But the person who was trying to sell it didn't know that was happening. Yeah. You want to buy El Camino? Hell no, nigga! I know what a fucking El Camino would do to you.
You make them self-conscious about their own car. Oh shit! I thought I had a good car.
So it's just stuff like that. It's what locks it up, and But I mean, I'm glad I had so many good people around me to say, do that story, or let's develop, just write. And, I would call Dion, I would call Chris. These are the only two people and Avery at the club, I would really talk to a lot because, comedy is, when it's personal, it's hard to steal. And that's what I had to learn.
Oh, it's impossible
it's impossible to steal.
They gonna know that's your stuff.
So I always just shared it with these two, and then I would go out and do it before I ever go out and do it on a big stage. Now, if I'm doing something about hot flashes and stuff like that, that's an easy joke to steal, but that's just my experience. Everybody might not heat up in the ass, but I do.
What do you think, Kourtlyn? Do you heat up in the ass?
You don't have hot
I heard y'all talking about them pads. I don't need that in my life.
Well, it's coming.
How deep are your draw?
Do you develop comedy differently now than you did 5 years ago when we started this?
You know what? I don't do open mic as much. Only because back in the day when I did open mic, I could go in there looking like a truck driver. But now you can't do it no more.
Yeah.
And she on crack. Why she ain't got no makeup? Why she ain't got no wig? Motherfucker, I wash my ass for you. Don't that count for something? I came here with a clean pussy, a little hair on it, but it clean. So I just work out on stage. But I've been off now for, a couple weeks, I think I'm gonna go out to open mic and some stuff I want to put together
Here locally in Atlanta, you think?
Yeah, here.
Ain't no way
locally.
around. You got to go do it eventually.
Yeah,
Like
but
somewhere.
I've been doing it so long. I can throw 20 minutes in my set, and unless you touring with me, you'll never know what's the 20 minutes new.
Yeah.
So I can, I just know how to do that now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to go out to open mic, but I love.
I mean, because
open
you
mic.
perform so many shows.
Yeah, you don't have to come to open mic.
You're doing those tour dates. You're doing
That is open mic, really.
multiple shows in a day, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
No. Tour days, I'm only doing one, but I might go be in this city and that city. But right now, I'm back in clubs to develop that hour. I'm working on a new hour.
Okay.
So by the time when I come out on a new tour, it'll be a new hour.
Have you recorded every one of your sets? Because
I have. I
Okay,
did.
all
I
right.
got every one
That's
on my
the part
phone.
that you said that has it changed. That don't change. You got to keep doing that.
Yeah, because
Well, you
when
gotta
I
put the mic to your mouth.
I've only seen you a couple times, believe it or
Adjust
not.
it to you. Pull it down if you need to.
That's right there.
Yeah. Okay. What you say?
You just project,
Okay.
That's but I've seen you like 3 times, I think, in like doing stand up. And from the first time, it was really funny. But then the second time is really funny, but it was deep. Like you could, in like the 4 years from 2019 to like the first post pandemic show in Indianapolis at your first theater show, I was like, wow, there's like cultural commentary, but and it's funny and it's like personal and it just. You could see like how much more developed it was. It was really interesting to see that growth just in that 4-year period.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to paint a picture. I realize that I'm a storyteller, and I think all the 3 of us is 3 different type of comedians. So I know that I'm a storyteller. So when I tell you these stories, if I'm talking about my Uncle Cecil and I'm talking about jacking his dick, I want you to be right there in the room with me jacking my Uncle Cecil dick.
I don't want to be in that room.
But
Thank you for taking me on that experience. I really appreciate that. It's like I was there. I know you're right because
I'm in the room.
in 2019 I saw you.
She said, I want to take you there. No, Pat, we don't want to be in that room.
We'll stay outside the door.
You need to come out that room.
I was there the night she got passed at the Comedy Store, and she did this bit about jacking a white man's dick in a hotel room.
That's a classic bit.
And then she goes, it's crazy because I was like 14 and the whole audience went, I mean, I laughed. But I was the only one. But it was because she had sucked you in that moment, and then you didn't even
you
think about you being like,
station joke.
yeah, and it was like, it was the greatest moment. And then Andrew Santino had to try and follow it. He didn't.
Well, the
It's
thing
gonna be
is-
hard to follow that.
Yeah, it was just like,
Well, and I want people to realize through my comedy, and one of the things that we always get feedback on is people like, thank you for telling your story. I said this on Raven podcast. Don't cry about the hand that you've been dealt, because you never know if you won if you don't flip those cards over.
yeah.
So you gotta flip them over to see if you won. You're crying about something that you don't. I mean, it happened. We can't change the past. I say this all the time, and I don't want to be no motivational speaker, but I do want people to realize just because you've been through something, or something happened to you, don't mean it's the end of your world. You can still get up and win.
Yeah.
I tell my kids all the time, I say, you looking at a mama with an 8th grade education. You looking at a mama who had a kid at 14. So many people talked about me and looked away. All I get is congratulations now. That's all I get. Oh my God, I didn't see it coming. No, bitch, because God saw it coming. I believed in myself. Other people saw it coming.
Yeah.
When everybody else said I couldn't, when everybody else said I wouldn't, I did.
Yeah.
And I tell my kids all the time, I say, you have a better advantage I ever had. You graduated. You're not a convicted felon. You made something of yourself. And I tell them, I'm not going to give you my motherfucking money. You're going to go get a goddamn job. And that's why they all work for me today. Man, that's the truth. I mean,
Hence our new producer.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and,
We got half the cameras working. Leave the mail alone.
He working
yeah,
on
but
the two.
you know what? And one thing about me, I always want to look out for everybody. I remember when me and Jordan and 495. When me and Jordan first talked about a court show, then we went to 495, and my agent and we talked about a court show. And then they had this great idea, and I always had the idea about making a jury of friends and family.
Yeah.
Me and Jordan came up with that shit from after the episode with Miss Sophia, and I went to Jordan and I said the bailiff will be Kourtlyn.
Yeah.
I said that from day one before anybody knew it, and I said I want these people to try out, and all of my friends tried out. Some of them locked it in, some of it didn't, and I said this is what I want, and I said that from day one.
Yeah, and during the pilot, because we went to LA to shoot the pilot, and
that was fun.
Miss Sophia tried out for the bailiff. You tried out for the bailiff. They never even got to me.
Wow, what?
Miss Sophia's the bailiff was too distracting for Pat.
With heels on.
With heels. All right.
Yeah, clunking around the courtroom with heels on.
That's so uncomfortable. She was just
I like Miss Sophia, and I'm always trying to look out for anybody,
Yeah.
and she does such a great job.
She's so funny.
It was just so obvious that Kourtlyn was the guy.
Well, I knew Kourtlyn was a guy, but I was just trying to see if there was anything I could do that she could lock in on the show.
Yeah.
Where could I use her at? Anywhere, anyhow.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. Garyana was the judge. I think you went out for a jury.
I tried to do, yeah.
Yeah, and then Vince. And then you ended up getting it out of all fucking people, Chris. So I tried to put people in different spots.
Yeah.
So if you might not work there, I'm never gonna force you into anything. It's gonna have to be like Dion is great with writing on the Miss Pat show. I'm punching on for the Miss Pat show. Tom Simmons was another one that was fucking great. Now you cannot write with Tom Simmons. He will run you motherfucking crazy. That nigga write a joke every 2 minutes. I cannot deal with Tom Simmons. I cuss him out to the fullness.
Tom is a machine. You hear me?
But I told Tom Simmons 20-some years ago at Uptown Comedy Club, I went to him and I said, that was when Smokey, he said he had that smart joke about the N-word.
Yeah.
And they wanted to whoop his ass. And I said, y'all so stupid. That was such a smart joke. And y'all want to whoop this? I said, y'all ain't gonna fuck with him. I said, come on here and sit down with me, white boy. And so we started talking. And I knew who Tom Simmons was. And I said, I'm gonna have me a sitcom one day and I'm gonna come give you a job. He said, yeah, right. That's what everybody say. When I got this show, he was the first motherfucker I called.
That's
I
great.
said, Tom, you remember me? Remember what I told you? Come to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Come to Hollywood and write on this show. I said, I don't got no lot of money. You got to put yourself up. I said, but if it get picked up, I give you a fucking job. And I gave him a job for 2 seasons. He left on his own. He got my motherfucking nerve. I wouldn't stop cussing him out.
We just saw him recently.
Yeah, I just seen him. I miss him too. But because to me, the industry is so full of people who have been there. And if I handpick you and you're my friend, you're gonna care about what we're working on.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing for me. You can go out, and I've hired other writers to be on the show that didn't give a fuck about the show. All they give a fuck is did the check clear from Fox or BET or whoever. I don't want those people in my life. I want those people that I can keep developing with.
Yeah.
I mean, I have other things that I've sold or I'm getting ready to sell, and I already know the people that I'm going to get.
You have a lot of friends that have the same passions as you, so you can, when you work with them, that's why your projects are so good.
Yeah, and I like when doing the Miss Pat Settles It, which again, y'all, this is the bailiff. I called him during the off season. I said, I don't know if we're gonna get a second season. I said, but I know what I need you to do. And he said, what? I said, I need you to go write 80 to 100 all rise, and I need them to be funny. Yep. I don't know how many episodes they're gonna give us. I said, but in this game, you stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready. Yeah. So when it was time, because we didn't write the all rise the first season.
Yeah,
they gave them to us, and we kind of twisted them. So when it was time, when we came to do the all rise this time, he was like, they paid me. I was like, well, shit, I didn't know they were going to pay me. But I told him, I say, send them in, because we had them way before the pickup time.
Yeah.
Before they even said I had a second season, I say, just in case. Then if we don't need them, well, hey, we didn't get a second season. But if we got a second season, we was ready. And when I'm telling you, over that whole time, right after we wrapped season 1, he was working on All Rise for the second season. Yeah. And when it was time, I said, now you can give it to him.
And they were great.
Yeah.
And you could tell which ones he wrote because they were more personal to the situation.
That's what I want to do, make my own voice.
Yeah.
That's what comedians do.
Because you did 2, and you could tell which ones they wrote and which ones you wrote. because it was your voice.
And of course they wanted to get theirs in, but but I remember a lot of the ones he wrote, and I was like, he said this. Give me the one he wrote.
Yeah.
I want this.
We was actually picking which one we was gonna say before we started.
Which one was the
case.
one that TS really grabbed onto? If you're wearing
the
a
black.
I can't remember.
It was black something. There was a lot of black in it. Definitely for BET. It was a lot of black something. I forgot.
Yeah, the whole set is. I mean, I've never done anything like it. I've only visited for one day down at the Miss Pat show, but Miss Pat settles it. It's Ashley's doing makeup, and Nike is a PA breaking 3 chairs, and like
No, Nike was an electrician.
but there's so many people that are in your life and like work with you that are doing hair or makeup or whatever, right? Like it feels like you're in a family, and that I think we ended the pilot, and I remember Essay saying like, this is the greatest group of people we've worked with, because it was just like everybody was professional, on time, cared about it, invested in it. And that's, I think, been a big part of the success of it too, is that it's fun to do.
I'm never going to let you act famous, because I'm never going to act famous.
Yeah.
Don't come here with that bullshit. And I tell them all the time, even with a new project I'm working on, I said, what I will not allow you to do is I do not allow you to separate the extra from even with the regular people. We all human beings. So why you separate me? Segregation is over. I don't give a fuck who on the call sheet first.
Yeah.
Why we all can? If you don't want to get in line and get your PA to go get your food.
We kind of said we're getting our own food.
Yeah,
from
we
now on.
always in line.
Stop bringing us food.
Standing right in line.
The white PAs were great. It was not good.
Yeah, they was not bringing the seasoned food.
They was picking the wrong meal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I just try to make it sing. I try to keep it less dramified, and I just try to make it as a family.
Yeah.
From all the way from costume to hair to behind the cameras. Like if you notice the second season of Miss Pat show, I brought over a lot of people second season of Miss Pat settles it.
Yeah, a lot of people
I brought a lot of people over from the Miss Pat show.
Yeah.
I personally called them myself. This Miss Pat, you want to come work on my show? Oh, Miss Pat, you look behind the camera and there's the 3 women that I like, because there's not a lot of women in this business. And I got a Hispanic, I got a black gay woman, and then it's another chick that comes every now and then. But those 2, I'm always say, hey, get them a job.
Yeah.
On the cameras?
Yeah, on the cameras.
Yeah.
And then I brought over hair and makeup, and I brought over catering. AD. I brought them all over.
Yeah, so I walked out and was hanging out outside during like the dinner break, calling my family, and I got done, and all the extras who are like make up the gallery come over to me, and they're like, hey, so who's your agent? What's your next project's going to be? So what did you work on that? And I go, yeah, I'm a podcaster. And one guy, he goes, then how did you get this? I go, I auditioned and I'm friends with Miss Pat. And I go, well, that friendship worked out. I said, that's really not what it's about. And he goes, oh, sorry, that was really rude. I was like, yeah, but I'm there because I earned my spot, right? At a certain point, you have to be funny. But I mean, that project has like totally changed the trajectory of our family because you are loving enough and caring enough to like give me an opportunity, and you never had to do it, and you took a shot on it. And like, there's no reason a white podcaster should be on BT, but it worked out.
It worked out, right?
And you can make fun of me in a way that you're not going to make fun of like Ray J or some other people. I think like
and
not just because I'm white, but just because we're
but you
friends.
do bring a different perspective too when you're in the jury too, because you always go against the grain.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. When you get to a certain point in your career, it's about, looking out for the people who's been there with you, all those late night phone calls.
Man. And I will say, being the bailiff on Miss Pat has changed my life.
Yeah. In what ways?
Like, financially.
Yeah.
Let's go there first. But just period. I mean, my career-wise too,
Did you join the cop union?
Credit. Huh?
Are you a union down here now?
Hey, we don't talk about
okay, my bad.
we don't talk about hey, AK won't sit. Hey, lady said, she said, cut. She said, cut. My car, sir. You gonna need to talk
She
to me.
really did. We get delayed taping. She's like, hold on, I need to give them the card. And they're like, all right, just let her do
We
it.
trying to come out of the dressing room. Like, excuse me. Hold on, excuse me.
I had my
you
pants
won't
off.
get another chance. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me when we shot the pilot of Miss Pat show. So we shoot the pilot. Camera went off again. We shoot the pilot of a Miss Pat show, and I had done a couple other things for TV over the years, and all of that shit adds up. They let you do a certain amount of money. the union walked in, SAG, and said she can't go on stage. And
Really?
I said,
I remember
they
you
said,
said
why?
that.
And they was like, she owed $7,000. And so at the time, I've had 2 deals from Fox at the time, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And all I need is this show to just get popping so I can really be okay. So they was like, my agent, my manager's like, you can't go on stage. I'm like, why? They was like, SAG want their $7,000. I said, who? Who the fuck is SAG?
Tell that nigga to pull his pants up.
Sagittarius.
So we had to wire them. We had to cut them a check or wire them the money. I had to go online and pay them right then and there.
That's crazy.
That's
dude.
some that's
And that
some
was the
fucking
pilot.
gangster shit.
They
right
made it
there.
sound like they were there to help us.
For real.
No,
Yeah.
but I tell you, they just got Carmen the same way.
Yeah,
They
Carmen
said
had to
you
go-
got-
Carmen had to
You
do it.
have to join. But when I tell you, when you join, it's some of the best health care.
Really?
It's some of the best fucking health care.
It is.
You
I
get
heard.
the best dental, the best eyes, all of that.
Really?
So you should really want. You should.
Yeah, Carmen just did hers.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should really want to join. So
I'm gonna do it.
Are you?
I got the card.
yeah.
Got the comment.
She made sure she gave me 2 of them.
She's like, if you're not getting your breaks, if you're not, I'm like, they're pampering to me too much. My head's getting big.
So I know y'all probably wonder why I'm introducing y'all to the bailiff from Miss Pat Sells. It's because we will be out this week, July 31st, season 2 of Miss Pat Settles It. Y'all make sure, and let me tell you something. I've been watching the cuts on it. Her fucking hilarious. Shay Shay, y'all remember Shay Shay?
Yes.
During the break, I'm gonna show it to you. Fucking hilarious. Make sure y'all watch season 2 of Miss Pat Settles It. That shit was so fucking funny. I hollered.
Shay said, what's wrong with Shay say?
The bitch out of federal prison.
Oh yeah.
I said, what you get out of jail for? What you in jail for? Dope. I said, well, damn.
She gave him 1-word answers.
Hey, I walked over to her one time. She looked me up and down like I was short. I said, "Oh, you know, I ain't gonna mess with Shay Shay. I ain't gonna mess with her. She playing. She
Y'all
ain't playing.
make sure y'all watch season 2 of Miss Pat Settles It. Fucking hilarious.
Wednesday nights, 10 p.m.
It's gonna be coming on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. And hey, we want to break the fuck. Y'all tore the fucking app up for 4th season of Miss Pat Show.
They did.
I need y'all to tap season 2 the same way. I know some of y'all old like me and gotta go to motherfucking sleep. But all you gotta do is turn your TV on and turn the volume down in the background so a bitch can get them extra
I
points.
just record it.
And it's on BET cable. It's not on BET Plus
Yes,
when it airs.
When it airs, it's on BET. So make sure July 31st, set your DVR, your DVDs, your MRP, your MRIs, your AARPs. Set them.
Your MRI.
Your memory, nigga.
REM.
And with that said, make sure you join me while I will be on tour, Providence, Rhode Island. I ain't never been to Rhode Island. I ain't never rode on an island. August 2nd to the 3rd, Bricktown Comedy Club, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Y'all know what went down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. August 23rd through the 24th, Blue Room Comedy Club, Springfield, Missouri.
The Ozarks.
The Ozark. August 30th through the 31st, Stand Up Live, Huntsville, Alabama, where you get your chicken fried in fatback grease. And September the 13th, we already know what the fuck is going down. It's the start of the Hot and Flashy Tour. Baby, I'm kicking that shit off in Denver, Colorado, Paramount Theater. September the 14th, Boise, Idaho, Egyptian Theater. I said Boise, Idaho. How many niggas come to Boise? Well, I'm not a nigga, but how many black people with side teeth missing come to Boise, Idaho? Bring y'all ass out to see me, Boise, where the potatoes are right. I remember that from the Eddie Murphy movie. September 15th, Seattle, Washington. I'm on my way at Neptune Theater. And for the rest of my dates, y'all take y'all asses to MissPatComedy.com to get all the updates, because I am on my way with the Hot and Flashy Tour. Thank y'all for joining us for another episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of The Pat Down. Make sure you check out my website at MissPatComedy.com for all of my social media, my tour dates, my book. Make sure you spread the word about my podcast. Please rate and review. Please rate and review and share. Thank y'all so much, y'all. I've been Miss Pat.